Welcome back to Wisdom from the Angels. My name is Carolyn. I am an energy intuitive, and I use angel cards to bring in powerful messages of guidance. Today, I am really enjoying the day. It has been a busy morning with clients. I am here in California, so for me, it's still early in the day. It's around 2 o'clock. I know on the East Coast, it's a little later. I am going to get into the energy for today, so I apologize for bringing you the reading later than I normally do. I've already done a pre-shuffle, and the deck I'm using today, in case you have it, go pull it out, is the Moon deck. Okay, it's a brand new deck. It was gifted to me, and I got it last week. And I've been using it, and the messages have been really powerful. And one of the reasons that I'm using a Moon deck is because we have been building up this entire week toward the full moon that is going to be on July 5th, 4th or 5th, depending upon where you are in the country. If you are in the East Coast, New York, it'll be the late at night, about 11:44 on Saturday evening, the 4th of July. If you are in other areas, it will be on the 5th of July. One of the things that the full moon is all about is about a time of releasing, of letting go of things that no longer serve us, and also paying attention to what is coming up, what emotions are coming up. Full moons can also be about transformation. It can also be about what is it that is truly calling to us to pay attention to, okay? Be careful with your emotions. Be careful with your words. Remember, right now we are in Mercury retrograde. Mercury is the planet that rules communication. People say, well, why do you tell me that? Well, we are affected by the planets in our galaxy. And in this galaxy, Mercury is one of the closest planets to us. So quite naturally, it will have an effect on us. Mercury rules, like I said, communication, which means that anything that we are trying to get across, our written word, or just speaking to someone else, really start to look at where you're coming from when you say something now. Mercury went retrograde last week, June 18th, and will continue through July 12th. There is a pre-shadow, and there is a post-shadow. So the post-shadow, some say 4 days, some say 14. I would say wait until the 26th, 27th of July before making any important decisions if you are able to do so. If you are not able to do so, and you must make a decision before then go within, put your hand on your heart, and just ask for guidance. What is for my highest and best good is a question that you can ask. You can also ask, is there anything that I am not seeing here? Remember, any contracts that you sign during a Mercury retrograde may have to be redone or may need tweaking later on, okay? It's also a time where computers can go wacky. It's a time when our cars all of a sudden need attention. And it can be a time where when we are around other people, we find ourselves either emotional or short, or they're emotional or short with us. So it can be a time, and during those 3 weeks, which happens anywhere from 3 to 4 times a year, it can be a time where we really need to just pay attention to the power of our words. Okay? So I'm going to get into the reading for today. And so that's why I'm using the Moon deck. The Moon deck is, the Moon is all about our emotions. In our astrological charts, our Moon is about our emotional nature and how we may be showing up to others. And the deck I showed you was the Moon deck, and that is all about looking at how the Moon's energy can also affect us. So let's get into the read, all right? The first card that's coming up today was, my emotions move through cycles and connect me to my truth. And this is a woman who is looking at the different phases of the moon. As we go through the moon goes through its own phases. There's the new moon, the waning moon, the gibbous moon, the waxing moon, and the full moon. And there's some other smaller ones in between, like the last quarter and the first quarter. And if you're someone who pays attention to that, you can go online and Google it, and it'll show you where the moon is on any particular day. It'll also show you what planet is active that day, if that's important to you. So just know those tools are available and out there, okay? But this is saying that, as we talked about, the moon does watch over our emotions. And it's saying that our emotions connect us to our truth. And oftentimes they do when we are reading them correctly, okay? The next card, I'm sorry, and that was also the number 9. And it's a small little number up here in the corner. And what that means is that the number 9 usually signals an ending of something. Because the next number is 10. And when we add 1 and 0 together, we get 1. And the number 1 signals beginnings. So the number 9 in showing us that we're at an ending of something, or a cycle is coming to an end, that is what a full moon is really all about. It is a cycle that has come to an end. It is something there is calling to be released because it is no longer serving us. Okay? The next card that comes up is the number 12. And the number 12, when it's watered down, comes down to the number 3. The message here is, I am of the earth and in harmony with nature. And if you see the lady, she's lying, and it looks like she's lying with nature around her. It looks like flowers and plants are around her. Okay? When we are feeling like we are not able to connect with our nature or how we're feeling, one of the best ways to do is go outside and walk barefooted on the ground. If you happen to live near a beach, go get on the sand and just walk without any shoes or flip-flops or anything on, or sandals. I know those are also sandals. But also start to just realize where you can come in contact with nature. For those of you who live in the country, you can walk outside. But for those of you who live in a city, maybe go to a tree and just put your hand on the tree. If you're able to hug it, so much, that's better. If you can lean up against it just for a few minutes, that can help you to feel better, okay? Connecting with nature is our way of getting back in sync with our own natural abilities and our own natures. Alrighty? And the next card is the number 6, and it says, my dreams reveal that magic is real and anything is possible. And that is so true. Anything that we can think of or dream about or wish for is absolutely possible, especially if it's part of our blueprint, our reason for being here. We can have our soul's desires while we are here if we know how to ask for them. And we're going to get into that. And the next card is the number, now we do need glasses because this number is too small. The number 29, and take the 2 and the 9, and that's a master number of 11. Master numbers are all about really paying attention. And the message here says, conscious eating nourishes me. And if you look at the foods that are here, it looks like there's nuts and berries and fruits and vegetables. And that's all about eating healthy, about eating foods that you've given thought to, not just running into a fast food place and grabbing whatever's on the menu, not just grabbing for that bag of chips when you could have easily picked up some blueberries or strawberries or a piece of fruit. Okay? Now I want to look further to see what angels are working with us today. And we're going to go to the healing angels of the energy field deck. And the cards that are, okay, 3 of them fell out already. And it's Angel Daniel blesses you with kindness, okay? And Angel Daniel is all about forgiveness. Forgiveness of ourselves, forgiveness of others, forgiveness of circumstances, forgiveness of situations. And when we are forgiving, that doesn't mean we're condoning the behavior. What we are doing is letting go of the burden. We're letting go of anything, any energy that we feel is holding us in that situation. Okay? The angel Raphael blesses you with enlightenment. Raphael is known as the divine physician. If you ever need any kind of healing, or you're curious about why am I here, if you need the message of getting clarity, call on Michael, call on Gabriel. They are there for that purpose. And that next card is Angel Gabriel blesses you with healing. And it's all the angels can help one heal. They are assigned different areas of expertise. But if, when you're unsure, what you do is put your hand over your heart, take several deep breaths, and then just say, get the flock in here. And see what angels start to show up. And if you're not sure which angels it is, it really doesn't matter. What you really are seeking is their guidance. Give them permission to start working in your life. Give them permission to start helping you out. That's what they're there for. They are messengers of God. And we've had several messengers that were sent here that were straight from the divine. So utilize them. They are the most unemployed entity in the universe. And they are just waiting for us to ask for their help. And angels will never interfere with your free will. They just won't. If you ask them, I'm trying to get to some place and my GPS isn't working. When should I make a right? And they tell you, make a right. And you go left and you end up in a construction zone. That was the angels trying to give you a different way to go. If you need guidance or you need perspective on a problem, you can always call on the angels and ask them to show you. If you're ever curious who your guardian angel is, take time when you're praying or you're meditating and ask. Bring your hands to your heart. Thank them for all that they do. And really just sit still and see if you start to hear a name come to you. If you don't, give it a few days. See what name keeps showing up. And it may show up in a female form. So I had a client who was looking to find out what the name of one of her angels was. And she went to a restaurant and there was a waitress there whose name was Gabrielle. She went to the gas station to get gas and the attendant's name was Gabe. She went to, what did she tell me? She went to the market and the gentleman who was checking out, his name was Gabriel. And she said, I got it. Gabriel is my angel. And Gabriel is the angel of guidance and clarity. All angels, like I said, can help you with your healing. And the angels work with the moon cycles and they help us out. But this is telling us here with this reading today to pay attention to our emotions. Pay attention to where things are showing up. Pay attention to our dreams. Start writing them down. I keep a pad and paper next to my bed and I just write out one or two things and I finish it when I wake up just so that I don't disturb the dream and I can come back to it. And just start to pay closer attention to what is happening in your world. Dreams are a very good place for us to get answers. We can always ask before we go to sleep. Show me what it is that I need to know. And I am so grateful and thankful for this clarity. You can even say it in the future. I am so thankful for the clarity that I received around whatever the issue is. Angels are there. They work 24/7, 365 or 366 if it's a leap year. They are there and they are there to help us. They are there to guide us. They are there to support us. And they are there all the time. You can never call on them too often. And they can show up in many different places at the same time. Now you say, how is that possible? That is the power of the divine. For us, on this planet, we need to see them as male, female. We need to see them with human features so that we can find them to be more acceptable. But angels are an energetic vibration. As everything has energy, so do the angels. They just have a more powerful one. Okay? So for today, I would say start to look at where you can be kinder to yourself. Start to look at where you need to have more clarity and guidance for yourself. Because that is what is showing up, and it's saying that this is a magical time. Anything is possible, miracles are possible. Start to eat more consciously. Start to really pay attention to what's on your fork or spoon. Start to really look at, do I need to let go of soda and start drinking more water? Do I need to start drinking fewer cups of coffee? Should I switch over to tea? Should I start to really drink more lemon water? Lemon water is good for clearing out our kidneys, especially after we have been drinking other beverages. Start to just pay attention to what is showing up in your life. If you're not sure, start writing it down and start noticing where things start to shift. Okay? So I'm called, oh, okay, so the angels are saying pull a few more cards to get a deeper message of what's going on. So I'm going to use the Angel Answers deck by Radley Valentine. Bradley was one of the people that I trained with way back when I did my training. And Radley is very well known in the angelic world of readers. And Radley learned at the knee of Doreen Virtue when she was teaching. As did I. Okay. In fact, I think I was in one of the last classes, or at least that's what they announced, that we were in one of the last classes being taught about becoming angel card readers. And then I studied with Deborah King and became an angel card therapist. Look at this card. It says, ask for help from others. Ask for help. Call the angels. Ask them. Okay? You can do it silently. You can do it in your mind. You can do it okay, this is the card they're saying take. Look at this. Did we not just get conscious eating nourishes me? Now it's saying improving health. And that's what happens when you start eating from a conscious place instead of just grabbing whatever's handy. So start to really pay attention to your life. Start paying attention to what's showing up. And as we move into this weekend, especially with COVID and especially with being on lockdown, be very careful. Be safe. Yes, normally we are out partying and having fun on the 4th of July and fireworks are going off. Take a time to step back and decide what's best for you. Decide what's best for your family and go from there. Okay? So I leave you with that message. Anything that you need to know about me is in the box below. I also do angel card readings, and you can get that information down below. Send me an email. If you have a question and you just want to talk, I offer 15-minute conversations where we can talk about what's best for you, whether it's a healing session or whether it is an angel card reading. I also do energetic work. And a distance or remote healing session is 90 minutes for the first time around, because we really want to get in there deep. We really want to remove a lot of those blockages that you've been carrying with you. And if you've never had energy work before, it could be blockages you're carrying from childhood. It could be from yesterday or last week or this morning. It could also be from a past life. And whether you believe in angels or past lives or any of that, it does show up in your energetic matrix, which all of our bodies have. Okay, so more about that in another video. I will also be announcing workshops that are coming up later on this month. One of them around learning about 9 angels that are part of the healing energy field. So I'll be talking about that next week. This weekend, I just want you to pay attention to your health. I want you to really start to be reflective. Think about your life, okay? Think about your ancestors. Give them thanks for all their hard work. I think it's Maya Angelou that says, when I walk into a room, you see one. When I look behind me, there are 10,000. Now, I may be saying that wrong, but just keep that in mind. Your ancestors walk with you. The angels walk with you. Turn around and say thank you. And if you don't want to turn around, just say thank you out loud wherever you are. Okay? So take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. And namaste from Carolyn.